world is falling, can't you feel the sound? Voices shouting, but no truth is found. We draw our lines between left and right, but love is silent while we choose to fight. How many tears must we cry before we see each other and close the war? Nobody cares until somebody dies. We're blind to the truth, deaf to the cries. Nobody cares about humanity. Hearts in chains, lost in disparity. Forget about races, can't you see? We are all the same, you and me. Wake up world, can't you see? We are losing our humanity. We are people with hearts that bleed the same, yet all we do is want to place the blame. Wake up world, can't you see? We are losing our humanity. Families broken, torn by pain. Another headline, just another day. We point our fingers, we shift the blame, but everyone still pleads the same. If love is fading, what will remain? A broken world full of endless pain. Nobody cares until somebody dies. We're blind to the truth, deaf to the cries. Nobody cares about humanity. Hearts in chains, lost disparity. Forget about our races, can't you see? We are all the same, you and me. Wake up world, can't you see? We are losing our humanity. We are people with hearts that bleed the same, yet all we do is want to place the blame. Wake up world, can't you see? We are losing our humanity. Take my hand, let's break these chains. Heal the hurt, erase the shame. One world, one voice, one destiny. Together we can rewrite history. Nobody cares until somebody dies. We're blind to the truth, deaf to the cries. Nobody cares about humanity. Hearts in chains, lost disparity. Forget about our races, can't you see? We're all the same, you and me. We are people with hearts that bleed the same. You know all we do is want to place the blame. Wake up world, can't you see? We are losing our humanity.
Broken screens and flashing lights, voices shouting through the night. Static hum that shakes the ground, R.I.F.T nation rising loud, profound. Feel the fire, feel the fight. We're the shadows in the night. Crashing waves, we take the stage. Unleash the fury, turn the page. Steel strings scream the truth we bring. Echoed chaos, hearts that sting. Electric veins that feed the roar. Harder, faster, crave for more. Dust and sparks ignite the air. Shattered silence, do we dare? Tidal force, relentless stream. We're the edge, we're the dream. Feel the fire, feel the fight. We're the shadows in the night. Crashing waves, we take the stage. Unleash the fury, turn the page. R.I.F.T nation, hold the line. In the chaos, we align. Through the storm, through the pain. We're the anthem in your veins.
The engine is self-start.
For launch, GC, go. Guidance, go. Fido, go. Prop, go. GNC, go. Max, go. Eagle, go. Ecom,
Go pending final steps to cabin link check.
2, 1.
Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us? Can you give us a sign?
Welcome to the Rift Nation Network, the RNN, putting a slide in your glide and a dip in your hip. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe. With shows throughout the week, you can find us at Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and more. Everything you could want, everything you can need right here, right now. From the paranormal to the supernatural. From comedy to the spiritual. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
It's showtime, folks!
Podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please consult a qualified expert.
Happy Wednesday, friends. Come on in, everybody. How is everybody? It's Wednesday. It's True Crime Wednesday. I am your host, Joni Skinner. We are streaming live on the Rift Nation Network tonight. Mysteries Beyond the Scenes. I hope everybody's having a great week. I am. I hope y'all are staying safe with all the tornado outbreaks, too. We've had some pretty nasty storms, but we're kind of on the edge of all of the tornadoes. We're like going right next by us. So just really thoughts and prayers out to Michigan and Illinois. They've had some horrible storms. Keep them in our prayers. So what was I going to say? I lost my whole train of thought. It's been kind of a calm week, though. Our energy, the astrological energy, is calming down until the 20th, and then we amp back up. So take the next 9 days to relax, recoup, relax. You can feel it in the energy. I hope you guys are doing well. Hi, chat. Come on in, everybody. I hope y'all are doing well. We are the Rift Nation Network, streaming live on Facebook and what else? YouTube. So please hit the like button, share out, and welcome. I am your host, Joni Skinner, and I am a forensic astrologer where I combine astrology, forensic astrology with true crime where we map out crimes, solve missing person cases, and mysteries. Boy, do I have one tonight. This is really, wait till y'all see this. This is probably one of the weirdest event charts you're going to see. It kind of goes along with the theme of just being a very bizarre. I mean, 2026 is like bizarro world. I think it's more bizarre than 2025. And this particular case, you're going to see it. But before I get to that, Megyn Kelly dropped this Epstein bombshell. I usually don't say bombshell with Epstein because I think I pretty well read just about everything in Epstein that you can. I've looked at the chart 2,000 times, and I change my mind every time I look at his chart. This is a bombshell. Usually when you hear somebody online say, oh, we've got a bombshell, or the thumbnail says bombshell, you think, oh, they just want to click it. They just want clicks and views. But this is a big bombshell. Now, I have not, and I'm gonna I have not verified this, but I will tomorrow. I will find the court and the FBI report tomorrow. I'm gonna find it, but I'm gonna give you this bombshell that I just heard. So, do you guys remember when Epstein did the unalive situation, and we had the two guards that fell asleep, and everybody was like, oh yeah, right, they fell asleep. It was pretty shady, the whole guard situation. Oh, the cameras don't work. So the FBI, I'm going to say allegedly, well, no, I'm not. I think Megyn Kelly's pretty trustworthy journalist, but I'm still going to check and read the report tomorrow. Apparently the FBI found and released a 66-page investigation on one of the guards. 66 pages. One of the guards, she had started her employment on his area. Now I'm gonna read my notes because I want to get this right, because it's pretty big stuff. A month before he was unalived, she began in his area. She started. Correct? So, this is what we've got. Now, what's funny about this is we had an FBI director here in the States. Hi, Denise, because like our friends from Canada, his name was James Comey. I believe he was the FBI director under President Obama. I believe. Yes, under President Obama. And then he was with Trump for a while, correct? FBI director. His daughter worked in the DA's office up in the Southern District of New York as a district attorney. Now, last week, bombshell from her is New Mexico was the ranch where Epstein had some other situations going on out in New Mexico. Come to find out that New Mexico was investigating Epstein, correct? She pulled that state investigation and took it in 2019 for the federal investigation. An investigation was never done. As you recall, this was the same DA, and remember, this is James Comey, ex-FBI director's daughter, who's a DA in New York, right? She is the one that would not turn over truckloads of the information to DA Bondi just last year. And they had to find all of this, like truckloads of Epstein files. She was terminated. Okay. So this is when she was the DA in New York with this investigation of his death, correct? So this is one of her reports, correct? 66-page report on this guard. Check this out. He unalived, right? in July of 2019. Correct? This guard had over 10 deposits into her Chase bank account. So suspicious that Chase Bank put a flag on it. Suspicious activity. All right? And she had over $11,000, $11,880 with 10 deposits. The last deposit, November of 2019. He unalived on August. My bad. He unalived in the first deposit began November 2019. He unalived August of 2010, right? She began working in that particular unit in July of 2019. 1 month prior to his unaliving, she started in that particular unit. The bank flagged her account, right? She drove a $70,000 Range Rover, okay? So we've got suspicious bank activity where she had 10 deposits totaling almost $12,000, $70,000 car. One of the guards that was asleep. Now listen to this. She Googled on her phone information about Epstein and his unaliving at 5:42 a.m. 8 minutes later, Googled it again to see what was she doing? Was she looking up to see if anybody had Googled anything, noticed anything? They didn't alert about his unaliving 40 minutes after her last Google on her phone about him. Right? When she was questioned in her 66-page report from the FBI, she said she couldn't remember if she had Googled his last name. So we've got a 66-page bombshell from one of the guards that was allegedly asleep on the night that he unalived, that began working on that floor a month ahead of time, and she started in July of 2019. Okay? She had deposits put into her account in very large amounts through November of 2019. Very suspicious. Googled his name twice before he was even allegedly found to see if anybody was looking him up. I imagine. I don't know. So she was one of the two guards. Now, this is really good information too, because as you guys know, I talk about the bipartisan committee in Congress that's currently investigating Epstein, has been for the past year, and they've done an excellent job, right? They are going to bring her in for testimony, the guards. I wonder if she's going to plead the fifth. What do you all think? $11,000 was put into her account to the point where Chase Bank noted the account. Suspicious activity. That is a bombshell, y'all. I believe that's a bombshell. To me, that's a bombshell. That tells me, I don't know what it tells me. It tells me that there's shady stuff going on. Hiding of all the files. Taking away the New Mexico investigation from the state. And now this. Okay, we're going to keep an eye on it. So I wanted to pass that info on to you guys. So let's shout out to the chat. What do y'all think about that? That's bomb. Do you guys think that? I think that's bombshell. I couldn't wait to tell y'all. Hello, Miss Tammy. I am having a great night. How are you? I am having a great night. Well, it's been a little hectic here the last couple days. Hello, Miss Lee. Oh, Miss Tammy was commenting on the other channel. Hello, Miss Lois. How are you? Hello, Miss Chuckles. Hello, Miss Donna. How are you? I'm doing good. I hope y'all are doing good too. I hope you. Hi, Miss Kathy. How are you, Miss Kathy? Nice TV screen. It's so much bigger. What? This one? Oh, I'm on the laptop. Hello, Miss Denise. How are you, Canada? I use the laptop. I have a big computer, but it does the whole the ball thing on it. I need to figure that out on my big computer. Hello, Miss Linda. How are you? Happy Wednesday to everybody. Oh, here's Kathy's thoughts. I've got a story about them too, Miss Kathy. He is alive in Britain. That that's the deep state right there. That's the deep state. So it wouldn't surprise me, would it you? Wouldn't surprise me in the least. That's where the bankers are. So it wouldn't surprise me. So get ready for this one, you guys. I can't believe Lee is being very quiet about this. I can't believe Lee's not chiming in going, what? I thought that was such a big scoop. Oh, and she also Googled about buying new furniture. What's that about? I don't blame her for wanting to buy new furniture. God, what is this world is freaking crazy. It is crazy. Are y'all ready for the okay? Now the weirdness is going to continue, y'all. Are you ready for this weirdness? Okay, as you all know, the D class came. I guess when was it, you guys? About the UFO release. President Trump declassified. Keith told me that President Obama, in an interview, had kind of made a slip or something about UFOs and aliens. So Trump said, "Oh, he mentioned some things that were not declassified. So I'm going to go ahead, basically covering his rear end, I guess, and said, I'm going to declassify it. People are very interested in it. Let's declass this information on the UFOs." Keith told me that. So right after that happened, this particular gentleman that you see, General Major, 3-star General Major William Neal McCasland from Albuquerque, New Mexico, went missing on February 27th from his home. No trace, nothing. So let's get into it. Okay, so there's a picture of General McCasland, New Mexico, right? Okay, there's Albuquerque on the map in New Mexico. Now, he is retired. He retired. 3 stars, Air Force. And this is his silver alert missing. Now, as you can see on here, he was last seen on February 27th at approximately 11 a.m. in the area of Quail Run Court, Northeast in Albuquerque. His wife said he had disappeared. Unknown clothing, unknown direction of travel, did not have his cell phone with him. Now, due to his medical issues, law enforcement is concerned for his safety. Now, he was an avid, tip-top physical condition. He had just biked 60 miles the weekend before. Avid hiker, Olympic-type skier, mental health great. So could it be he just maybe is on blood pressure medicine, 68 years old? Maybe they will do like a silver alert if someone is missing and they are on medications. And so that without that medication, it could be harm. It could be harm with their health. So, but that's it. No phone, nothing, no clothing. We don't know his direction of travel. A little background. on General Major. General McCasland, okay, you ready for this? Former commander at Phillips Research Site and Air Force Research Lab, U.S. Space Force. He retired from Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, which is located in Dayton, Ohio. He was responsible and had conducted numerous experiments with NASA, Department of Energy, DARPA. He had the highest clearance possible with UFO research. Now, we all know that Dayton, Ohio, okay, there's the other base. Dayton, Ohio, allegedly houses all of the, the remains and the quote unquote UFO remains from Roswell when it crashed in the desert in 1947, allegedly. So I pulled up some old newspapers. Check that out. RAAF captures flying saucer on the ranch in the Roswell region. General Ramey empties the Roswell saucer. I mean, this was going on, remember? There's Roswell. Army captures flying saucer in New Mexico. And there is the material that apparently, allegedly, this UFO had crashed there. And they housed everything up in Dayton. So we're going to add another little bit of weirdness into this story. That, remember the WikiLeaks, the Hillary Clinton emails that leaked? Well, there was an email from the guitarist from Blink-182 to John Podesta, who was Hillary Clinton's, I think, chief of staff, maybe a bit legal counsel, but he was up there, John Podesta. So in the emails, the guitarist mentioned the general as a source of UFO information to Podesta, and this was in the Epstein file. Well, somebody said Epstein files, but it was just the WikiLeaks files. Okay, so in other words, General Major Neil McCasland was known to have the UFO. If anybody knows anything, or if there is anything with UFOs, it's him. He disappeared right after the D-class information was announced. Now, is that a coincidence? Maybe. Who knows? There's little or no media coverage on this case. He's been missing since February 27th. This guy is top security. They have used drones. They have used horses. The Air Force has been searching. FBI, sheriff, nothing. They have questioned over 600 homes for camera information. Did they see him? Anything? Nothing. Nothing. We are, I think there is something there. You know what I mean? I think there's something there. However, they're just being quiet. So, I think that, space and the universe is too big to not have other bits of life, I believe. But I want to see it. I'm not a skeptic, but I'm not a big, I believe it, but I'm still skeptical. Do I, as far as like people saying, oh, I got captured and put into a spaceship. I'm not saying I don't believe them. I'm sure maybe it happened, but I want to see it. I'm more on the skeptic line of this, but I think that for somebody with this much knowledge to disappear immediately after we find out that this information is in line for declassification for us to see. Now, as usual, when we get declass information, y'all know as well as I do, it's got black marks all through it. How much of it are we going to see? We don't know. Wait till y'all see this chart. So I thought, okay, maybe he took a walk. He could have fallen. Maybe he got dehydrated. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe it was a personal reason. Maybe he just left and didn't want to be found. Who honestly leaves their home without their phone? Nobody. People have their phones with them. It's like second skin to all of us. What would we do without our phone? Now that, the phone is attached to all of us, but he left without his phone. Nothing. Boom. Just like that. Gone. Let's take a look at the chart. Now, this chart, I color coordinated this for you, Denise. Do you like it? The arrows, Denise, match the highlighters. Here's Kathy weighing in. There really is. Sit outside one night, look up at the sky. You'll see them fly across the sky. I bet I will. And I bet I could. But unfortunately, I live right near an airport. So I wouldn't be able to tell if it was a flying saucer or a plane. You know what? I could ask my neighbor. I would ask pilots. I think pilots would see them before anybody. You know what I mean? Oh, I believe there is definitely such a thing, but I still want to see it. I want to see one. I believe it. I believe in them. And if somebody says, I've seen them, I believe them for sure, wholeheartedly. But don't y'all think it's kind of weird that he went missing right after they said we're going to declass? And doesn't anybody else find this weird that I'm not seeing this a lot on social media or across any media outlets? Are you all? I'm just saying. I just think it's a little weird. I'm like within I'm like in the flight. I'm in like the flight patterns. So, and we had, in our little area, right? Our little area of northern Kentucky where nothing ever happens. We had, of course, tornadoes going on, tornado watches, traffic, and Trump today. Now, you've got to remember that a little city that's got way less than 1,000 people, every road, every major highway, the airport, everything was locked down tighter than a drum. I heard, because they had no flight patterns going on, I heard the plane fly over today. So I thought, well, the plane is landing. I'm taking off. I'm going to get out of all this traffic. I'm like, what is this? Because, I think both sides of I-75 were shut down. It was locked down tighter than anything. I want to be respectful because I think it's an honor when anybody ever comes to visit you. But it's kind of a pain. It's kind of a pain. It's kind of a little because everything just gets, everybody's all up in arms and traffic's shut down and everybody's freaking out. But I guess it went well. There was less traffic for me because everybody was avoiding going out on the roads because they thought there'd be traffic. So it was an advantage to me. So let's look at his chart, you guys. So the orange is, of course, General Major, because that's where the victim is. So Gemini is the sign that is on the ascendant. Remember, there's our orange. And that's his ascendant. So that would be Mercury and the moon. So let's take a look at the second house. Okay. Now, if you guys recall, the second house, and Rue and I had even talked about this, that second house denotes, I mean, it could be cash. It could be something is stolen from the victim. And I don't know if I would consider him a victim or not. I did put perp, but we don't know, because did he meet somebody? Was he abducted? We don't know. So I don't know if there's a perp or not. However, in the second house with the moon, that's abduction. That could be abduction, correct? So that was a little weird. So he's also, because it's Mercury, is up in the 10th house, the other orange arrow. So up in the 10th house, that's what the public image, that is the government. Career and government, public image, and government. What else is weird? If there is a perp, if there is a perp, it would be Jupiter. So Jupiter is in the second house, right with the general. Is that like an alien? I don't know. It's kind of weird. This is a weird chart. So moving along, there is nothing in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, or actually 7th house. We don't get anything until we get up to the 9th house, right? So what's the 9th house? That's, as you all know, highways, distances, journeys, planes, airports, UFOs. I'm not making it up. Mars up there can show dangerous travel. Pluto shows secrecy, hidden international dealings. Flip over to the 11th house, right? Friends, groups, networks. Saturn is let's see. Yes. No, my bad. No, what is that? Saturn, yes. Saturn in the 11th house. Mentor, older group member. He is older. He's 68. Unexpected. So let's go to the 12th house. What is hidden? Surprise, secrets, and shocking secrets. Hidden. So this is a weird chart, y'all. I just kind of read it through Kirsty's book and looked up everything. I have no idea. Money, things that we value, government, public, career, social, friends, people that we know, and shocking, what is hidden. Secrets. Ro, do you see anything in there? Yeah, I mean, it is weird that it isn't being covered. This is a very bizarre chart. Okay, this is one of those charts that is not to me. And anybody, you guys chime in, because I know y'all are astrologers as well. Chime in. Malefic? No. To me, no. Could something have happened to him? You know, if there's something with mental issues, you would look at Neptune. Now, Neptune can also be videos and the cameras and things of that nature. So, is he seen on camera up in the 11th house? This one has me very stumped. Now, and another thing with this is the fact that is this time accurate, because this is the time that his wife said he left the house and didn't come back. So do we have an accurate timestamp? Could it have been 10? Could it have been 9? Maybe that's why this chart is not meshing too much. Here's Lee. I know, right, Lee? It's very bizarre. Gotta behave so the gov doesn't send aliens to grab us. I know it. I just don't. But he's been missing since February 27th, right? So either he left and wanted to leave on his own accord. Anybody else can chime in. We're going to keep an eye on this. It is the weirdest missing person case I have seen in a long, long time. It absolutely isn't telling us anything. And sometimes I guess maybe we're not supposed to know a lot of things. I don't know on this one. I don't know. So maybe we aren't supposed to know. Does anybody else have any thoughts on this one? It's a bizarre one. So I went ahead and mapped it anyway, correct? To see if there was anything interesting on here. Okay. The only thing that I saw interesting were these 3 lines that kind of go into an area that's kind of weird, that I have no idea what that is. But it's like a desolate area, so it's just bizarre. I'm going to keep my ears open on this one. Okay, so I also drew a line to Kirkland Air Force Base. No lines went to Kirkland Air Force Base. They're also helping in the search. So the searchers went out very quickly with the search and rescue, with the animals, with the horses, with the dogs, with the military and the FBI and the sheriff. They pulled out the stops, and they still can't find him. I don't know. It's just weird. Purple is Scorpio. Where's the Scorpio? Scorpio is 6th house, which is military. That would be the 6th house is day-to-day routine. It's health, could be health, and it's also the military. So he would be associated with the 6th house because he was a 3rd-star general, Air Force. He would also be associated with Uranus because Air Force pilots, airlines, airplanes, airports, anything electrical. And he was also associated with Space Force. This is a man that knew everything. He had the top dog clearance. Top dog clearance. Is he, maybe it's something like, and I even thought maybe he's just helping them go through the D class or something. I don't know. I was just kind of trying to go down the rabbit hole because the chart really wasn't telling me jack squat. So if anybody has any thoughts whatsoever, it's just, I don't think there's a perp at all. Nothing. I don't, I could be totally wrong on this one, but I don't think there's a perp. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, look what the bombshell we just found out about Epstein. Military could also be being hidden with the disclosures coming out. That would UFOs would be Uranus, and they are hidden right there. See the pink line? Hidden. They're hidden. And that connects with Mars. What is Mars? Mars is the military in the ninth house. Mars is the military up at the midheaven, which is it's out in the open. That could be the D class coming out in the open. I don't know. I'm totally guessing at this point. Uranus is UFO information. It's to science. It's the technology. And Mars is the military. Has everyone not noticed that every time someone opens their mouth, they disappear? Yeah, but he didn't open his mouth. But they said, well, we're going to declass. And maybe he's a lot in him. Doug, we hide Doug without pants. That's hilarious. It's crazy. Well, that's that crazy chart. I'm gonna, we're just gonna have to keep an eye on it. If anybody sees anything, let me know, because it is just bizarre. 2026 bizarro world. Usually the charts, we know what's going on. Now, I wanted to do this, and I may have to pick up some of this. It's 8:41. I know I've been a little bit slow on this, but everybody's been saying, oh my goodness, what's going on with the USA chart, the natal chart, and the transits? What's going on with America for the spring? So I finally looked at it. And I mean, I do look at it, but I sat down and I really studied it. And we do have very, very interesting things. I highlighted what's coming up. So this is what we call, of course, it's a natal chart, because it's America's chart. July 4th, 1776 in Philadelphia. It is called the Sibley chart. So that's the one that everybody uses. In America, Sagittarius is the rising. And we've got the Cancer stellium. So actually, the USA is mainly, it's a Cancer chart. Because if you look up at the 8th house, we have that huge Cancer stellium, right? So what's coming up? If you look at the yellow, that's our first major transit coming up in April 26th, which we are going to start feeling this right now. Uranus is at 27. We're going to start upticking earthquakes and volcanoes when Uranus gets to that 28, 29 mark, which it's going to be beginning, maybe the end of March, beginning of April. So if you live in one of those areas, in a prone area with earthquakes, volcanoes, turn your phone, make sure your alarm is on, make sure you have whatever preparations you do, make sure you have all that ready, because Uranus loves earthquakes. It's crazy. The first major disruption, we haven't had we've had a lot of them. It's gonna amp up on the 20th as well. I did this chart for March 9th. So Uranus is going to be moving into the 7th house of the United States charts. It's a 7-year stint, correct? What is Uranus all about? First of all, what is the 7th house? In a mundane astrology chart, it's alliances, it's treaties, allies, rivalries. It's open enemies. who America partners with, peace treaties, correct? What is Uranus? Uranus is the great disruptor, okay? Uranus shocks. It breaks through everything. We also are going to have what we call a Uranus natal return, where Uranus meets Uranus from the natal chart. Every time this has happened, now you're going to hear this a lot, but you have to look at other things in the chart, and they are not in this chart. Civil War, World War II was ending. That happened at the last Uranus returns. But you have to look at the chart as a whole. You can't just take one freaking transit and say, okay, that's going to happen. Okay? Just remember, this is the disruptor. He shakes things up, correct? What can this mean? All right. I looked it all up. I asked AI. Upheaval with NATO. Alliances that we thought were our friends are not friends, and we get new friends and we get new partnerships. It's the disruptor. It brings out things, correct? Cyber conflicts, breakthroughs. So I did alliances. Who are our allies? This is where the shakeups are going to happen, correct? So as we know right now in the EU, where our allies are, we have a split there. So we've got in the EU currently, UK, Germany, and France are at odds pretty much with Italy, Hungary, Poland, and soon to be Austria. So Italy, Hungary, Poland, and Austria are moving away from the socialistic form of government and the censorship and the immigration. So they are moving away from that. They are closing their borders. Less censor. If you all, I don't know how up to it you've been, but England, Germany, and France, you can go to jail for posting something negatively on social media. You can get arrested, and they are arresting people. So that's just a fact. That's just happening. So for example, in England now, in the UK, there are between 38 and 70 Sharia courts and Sharia areas, like in France, where the police are not allowed to go. In the Sharia areas in France, the police are not allowed in those areas. So is that something that we're going to have a falling out with? Which fraction are we going to have? Who knows? We're going to have to wait and see. That's what's kind of can occur in that area. It's 7 years with alliances. Now, the biggest, I think this is the biggest transit coming up. Look at the pink, y'all. The pink is Cancer. Or, my bad. The pink is the 8th house. Jupiter, which is abundance. It's the truth seeker, because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and Sagittarius is the truth seeker in the zodiacs. That's Sag. Okay. That, as you can see, Jupiter, abundance, blessings in the 8th house currently for the past year. That's why we have had the stock market. I looked that up today, has given people in the last year 17% interest return. The stock market. Why? Jupiter is transiting in there. Of course it is. That's the house of other people's money. That's that house, right? It's money. It's treaties. It's insurance. It's inherit. That's just the 8th house. But it's Jupiter in June is going to be moving into the 9th house, right? What is the 9th house in a mundane astrology chart? It's the judicial system. It's the Supreme Court. It's international matters. It is education, higher education. It's, again, foreign travel, correct? So this will happen in June. Jupiter moves into that 9th house in America's chart. Okay? That is court decisions, major Supreme Court decisions. It will high profile cases, decisions. It will expand international matters. Okay, so that's, then I look to see what little Mr. Jupiter is going to be right up with the North Node, which I found that very interesting in the United States chart because that's the North Node of destiny, correct? Interesting. Destined things that can happen in the United States chart, correct? It's also opposing the South Node down in the 3rd house of media. This is karmic, layered into with the magic triangle, which is the triangle you all see. They're all going to combine. It's going to be America's destiny. How the U.S. defines truth and its karmic purposes. Massive opportunities for expansion in legal issues, education. The expansion of this energy of Jupiter it's going to be huge when it comes to court cases, the judiciary, truth seekers, court cases, high profile cases. Conjunct the North Node and opposing the South Node. It's very karmically related. Now remember, this is going to all hit probably around July the 4th, which is our birthday, which I found very, very weird. Foreign travel, courts, education. Okay? So that's that house with Jupiter going in. It's going to expand everything. Now, what I found major funny, and look at the pink square that I drew. This Jupiter for a whole solid year is going to be squaring the 12th house. 3-letter agencies, what is hidden, prisons, hospital, big pharma, prisons, and prisons. So remember, anything that is released with courts is going to be amplified and made so big that AI even said that square with Jupiter expanding is going to make the truth so big, it's going to be hard for many people to ignore. Expansion of this energy will have the truth so large it cannot be ignored. I wrote that down. So it's just bizarro work. Well, it's really it's a good chart coming up for the spring. But it's very, very hectic. So then look at the triangle, our magic triangle. Oh, okay, here we go. My bad, I found some more notes. Collective hunger for the truth. In Leo, it's going to be very dramatic. Shiny city on the hill. Faded blessings, doors open that align to soul level growth. Opposing the South Node in the 3rd house is release of the media narratives. What needs to be, remember the South Node is things that we have to let go. What needs to be let go? Gossip, cynicism in media, already purging and destroying it with Pluto in there in the 3rd house. Sudden exposure, releasing of toxic narratives, old communications, expect debates on the truth. And then we've got the magic triangle in there. So if you look at the magic triangle, that is between Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto. Last time that happened was in 1504. I'm telling you, It's crazy, very crazy astrology this year. Opportunities. Now, remember, this is in the fifth house of children, creativity. Seventh house, we went over that. Third house is media, neighborhoods, communications. It's the internet. It's short travel, neighborhoods. What else? Communications. That's about what that is, right? It is the manifestation and the creative technology reforming in communications. It's evolving new alliances or diplomatic innovations and a creative renaissance. This magic triangle is a renaissance getting ready to happen. Okay? It is a collective awakening of freedom, the new era, dawn of a new day. And it's the nation's youth coming in with higher information, vibrating higher with spirituality. So we're going to see all of this stuff happen between April, May, and June. Welcome to the spring. It's crazy. Now, it's just a little crazy. So the courts are going to be in line with the Congress because it's sextiling. And then again, on the sixth house, it's sextiling as well. So there's a lot. Putting it mildly, this is a very complicated chart. I tried to make it pretty much as easy as I could. There's a lot going on, but boy, oh boy, it's loud as loud can be. It's just really the dawn of a new day with technology, scientific stuff. It's really a phenomenal chart. It really is a good transit natal chart. We're going to see some things go on in the court systems with some decisions that are going to be historic. And I don't know what they're waiting on. The Supreme Court agrees to listen to so many cases, and I don't know what's pending, whether they're what they're looking at. So that's going to be interesting, and I hope that clarifies a little bit, give you some information. I like the fact the stuff that's been hidden in the 12th house, Jupiter is going to hit right on that. So there's nothing's going to be hidden. Huge quake in Italy. Yeah, it should start. It's gonna build. I don't like that. And I don't like them. I feel our relationship with Egypt is changing big time. They love us from over there. They love Americans. It's a wonderful place. Egypt is my favorite place in the world. They love us. They love us. It's crazy over there, and they want it here. Egypt loves us. They're the kindest, sweetest. I love it. Keith got an actual tax return this year. So grateful. That's freaking awesome. 8th house, get your taxes done. I'm going to get my stolen money back, and these people are going to jail this year. Do it and follow up with that, Keith, before July and June. Come on, Jupiter. Come on, Jupiter. I hope that wasn't too confusing, you guys, but these are gigantic cycles that are happening. So that's going to be pretty exciting. And that magic triangle is in that spot till about 2028, 29. So it's here for a while. It might not be a quick thing. I think it will with Uranus. Uranus is pretty quick. Neptune is up at that apex, which is spirituality. So I look for big revivals, everything like that. And it's going to come from the youth. It's going to come from this is going to come, the spirituality is going to come from the young people. It's connected to our alliances. So it's going to be interesting to see. I hope y'all enjoyed that. I'm going to look at Canada's next for our friends in Canada, because I think it's pretty interesting to see what these major transits do and what can go on. So if y'all have any questions, let me know. Come on, no, let's move, Jupiter. Let's go. Let's go. So your 401k will continue to make good money until June or July of this year. It's 17%. That ain't bad. That's not bad. So I hope you all enjoyed that. And just a little, it's just a little bit something different to look at. And I'll do some more studying on it. But for now, I need to look at let's look at the military. You know, looking at the military. Military is the 6th house, 1, 2. I don't know about, I don't think this war is going to be long-lived in Iran at all. So I think we're good to go there. I really do. I really do. Come on, Jupiter. Let's go, Jupiter. Well, you guys, I hope you all enjoyed that. And if you guys hear anything about the general, let me know, because the information is very, very sparse about him. And I hope he's found. I hope everything works out for him, because it's just a weird missing person case. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a weird case, but I like to do this every once in a while, because I don't know, it's something different, and I think it's pretty interesting. So if you guys have a great week ahead, and enjoy your St. Patrick's Day, because I won't see you guys until after St. Patrick's Day. Everybody wear your green. Have a great weekend. Be safe too with these darn storms. If you're in the path of these darn storms, please be safe. And you guys have a great weekend. Stay warm. Stay cool if it's warm in your area. It's been humid here with these damn tornadoes passing. It's always so humid before they hit. I hope. Oh, you're welcome, Linda. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Kath. Good. You're welcome, Lee. Just a little. You know what, Kathy? Just a little bit something different to bring in the U.S. chart. Just a little bit, mix things up a little bit. So, and I haven't heard anything much on Miss Nancy's case. Not that I'm aware of. If anybody else has heard anything, I know JLR is still there, but a lot of the media has left. Miss Guthrie has gone back to New York. So, I don't know. I think after Mercury retrograde, that case will, I think that case is going to be solved, because she's got the 10th. There's 10th house activity. So I believe that case will be solved. So just a weird case. The FBI, apparently there's a task force that the FBI and a couple sheriff are working on the case just within themselves. So they won't have all this disruption going on. So let's hope so that they find her. So y'all have a great week. Stay safe, and I will see you guys next Wednesday for another edition of Mysteries. I hope you all enjoyed it. Take care. Have a good one. Good night.